Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to learn Tithonus, a poem by Alfred Lord Tennyson. In this video, I will explain the score booster points, themes, and poetic devices in a very simple way. Let's begin. Before moving to the central idea of the poem, let me explain the background of the poem. This poem is based on an ancient Greek myth about Tithonus. Eos, also known as Aurora, the goddess of dawn, falls in love with Tithonus, the son of King Laomedon of Troy. She takes him to the heavens to live with her. Eos asks Zeus to grant Tithonus immortality, but she forgets to ask for eternal youth. Because of this mistake, Tithonus becomes immortal but continues to grow older and older forever. Eos realizes her mistake when he becomes weak and white haired. She keeps him in her palace, feeding him and clothing him royally. When he becomes too weak to move, she shuts him inside a chamber, and in the myth, Tithonus finally turns into a grasshopper. This is the mythical story of Tithonus, and in this poem, Alfred Lord Tennyson brings some slight changes. In Tennyson's version, this is the first change. It is not Zeus, but Eos herself who grants immortality. Second point, Tithonus keeps aging endlessly without the ability to die. He becomes miserable and lonely. He regrets his lost youth and beauty, and he begs Eos to take back the gift of immortality. Through this myth, Tennyson shows that eternal life without youth becomes a curse. The main idea is that natural death is better than unnatural immortality. Now let's move to the central idea of the poem. Tithonus now observes nature around him and realizes that everything in nature has an end. And he noted down each of the following. First one, the woods grow old, decay, and fall. Even the clouds dissolve and disappear. After living long, even a swan eventually dies, but Tithonus cannot. Because of this, granted immortality. He alone continues to suffer, unable to die like all other creatures. Humans finish their duties on earth and rest in peace. But what is the case of Tithonus? Tithonus cannot rest. His immortality feels like a burden for him, not a blessing. He fades slowly in the arms of Eos, who appears at the eastern horizon every morning. He calls himself a white haired shadow. Very important, please note down that. He himself calls what? White haired shadow, meaning he is frail, ghost like, and almost lifeless. He wanders in the silent, misty palace of Eos, suffering endlessly. Next slide is about Tithonus remembers the days when he was young and beautiful. Eos chose him because of his striking youth. In his pride, he almost felt like a god himself. He asked Eos for immortality and she granted it happily without a thought. Without thinking of the consequences, she granted. But time, though unable to kill him, destroyed his youth, strength, and beauty. Time turned him weak, aged, and useless, while Eos remained eternally young. He suffers an endless old age beside her everlasting youth. All this former glory is gone. He now wonders whether Eos' love is enough to make up for all his suffering. In this part of the poem, Tithonus begs Eos to take back the gift of immortality. Is that possible? No, isn't it? He now understands that every living being must die, and it was wrong for a human to wish for eternal life. That was the mistake that he have done in his life. For a moment, he sees the dark earth where he was born and feels how far he has moved away from the mortal world. As he watches Eos, her divine glow becomes stronger day by day. Her cheeks brighten, her eyes shine, and her energy grows as dawn approaches. Her horses prepare the chariot, shaking off the darkness and turning the early light into bright fairy flakes. Tithonus sees her beauty increasing while he himself becomes what? Grows weaker. Tithonus sees Eos becoming more beautiful each morning, but she silently leaves for her duty. She cries for him because, what's the reason? Because she knows he is suffering. Her tears remind him of the saying that gods cannot take back their gift. That is the reason why, whenever she sees Tithonus, she starts crying. He remembers how her warmth once filled him with life, her glowing hair, her soft kisses, and her gentle words. But now, all of these are only memories from his youth. Tithonus says Eos' words once sounded sweet like Apollo's music. So here is a comparison. Tithonus compares Eos' sound with what? Apollo's music. But now he feels too old and weak to match her eternal youth. Her warmth feels cold to him because he has lost all strength. He envies humans who can die peacefully. So he begs Eos to let him return to the earth and end his endless suffering. He longs to rest in the soil while Eos continues her journey across the sky. Now let's move to the important themes of this poem. The first one is aging and immortality, and please note down that for 5 mark and 10 mark you have to elaborate all these points. Okay, first theme is aging and immortality. You have to remember to add the points like the poet shows that immortality without youth is a curse, not a blessing, isn't it? The next theme is the natural order should not be disturbed. We know that humans are meant to live fully and die peacefully, isn't it? But asking for immortality, like Tithonus is breaks the natural order, and this is the reason why he suffers a lot, isn't it? The third theme is the pain of separation and inequality in love. The poem highlights what? How love cannot survive when the lover belongs to different worlds. Okay, please elaborate all these points. Next important themes. Time as a powerful destroying force is the fourth point. Fifth point, the desire for death and release. Sixth is the contrast between mortality and immortality, very important. And the last, human limitations. You have to go through all these points. Okay. I'm also adding important poetic devices of this poem. First one is alliteration. We know that repetition of consonant sounds. Examples are there. Please go through that. Second is simile. Comparison between two things using the words like or as. Okay. Third is metaphor. Direct comparison between two things without using words like or as. Okay. Go through all the points. Examples are given there. Next one is personification. Personification means what? Giving human qualities to non-human things. Okay. Last one is parallelism. That means repetition of similar structures or phrases for rhythm and emphasis. Okay. So that brings us to the end of this chapter. Tithonus teaches us that life becomes meaningful only when we accept nature's cycle of aging and death. Immortality without youth is not a blessing, and the poem beautifully reminds us to value the life we have. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. For more English lessons, see you in the next video. Thank you.